Whoop, whoop.
There he is. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. Kung Fu Joe.
Whoop, whoop.
I caught this motherfucker sneaking around outside. This is all that's left of him now.
I love him. I kind of want to make out with him. Welcome to Kesha and the Creepies. Okay, let's get into it. We're welcoming Insane Clown Possee. Hey! I've been obviously like aware of you and a fan of who you are and what you've cultivated something that's fucking insane. And to see that from when I was a little kid growing up, you're like mystical beings. You guys are like, it's like Batman and Robin.
Nowadays, we call everything that has to do with the clown and the carnival that it has become, we call all that the Dark Carnival. That's the name we've given it. And the Dark Carnival is something that's in our lives. We've given it the name the Dark Carnival, but it's something in our lives, and it's sort of like, I don't want to sound insane,
we're gonna get that. Yeah, motherfuckers already think we're a Christian rap group or some shit.
That's okay. I'm really into I'm into spirituality and being a crazy motherfucker. So I get whatever you're gonna say.
Okay, well I'm gonna give you the truth. All right, this is my God's honest truth. Okay, when I look back at our music, right, there are certain songs that I'll be the next day, I'll be at the studio next day reading the lyrics before I go into the booth, and I'm like, I have no recollection of writing this song. I did not write this fucking song, And some of it, I'm laughing at it, or I'm like, oh, that's dope. And I know I did not write this, yet supposedly that's supposed to be for me. And I know in my heart and soul, that's not for me. I never had a fascination with horror movies. I never had a fascination with carnivals. Did you? I mean,
not at all.
It was never our thing.
You don't fuck about it.
And somehow, certain elements to our music were ghostwritten by this presence that we've named
spirit,
the Dark
by the
Carnival.
Power.
We name it.
Yeah.
And I think the same presence, okay, like for example, Michael Jackson used to say, we're huge Michael Jackson fans, by the way. Michael Jackson used to say,
Who was it?
when, he would call his producer at 4 a.m. and be like, hey, make this beat. And he would be, beatboxing it out, and the producer would be like yawning, oh shit, Mike, can't we do this in the morning? And he used to joke and say, no, because when the inspirations, when you get the messages from above, you've got to take them and work on them now, or they might give it to Prince. That's what Michael Jackson used to say. And,
I love that. And
so I think a lot of people that are artists of any kind of way, whether it's music like us or it's, painting a picture, anything, I think if they're successful and they've got people coming up to them saying wonderful things, some of it, you can't take credit for what they're saying. You're like, no.
Yes.
Like people come up and say.
I completely understand.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes I'm a conduit and all I have to do is open my brain up and almost just empty it and be like, okay, what do you want? What's up? I'm not a religious person either. I'm not never really been accused of it personally, but it's just you have to be this conduit for whatever message is coming. I don't know if it's a zeitgeist, if it's the universe, if it's a God to some people. I think it's kind of all the same thing. It's this collective consciousness where you're providing this place for people to feel at home with. They see themselves in you. And by channeling whatever's coming out, people are going to see that and feel more comfortable and more okay with themselves and just feel okay. I really do think that music makes people feel understood and okay.
Oh yeah, music itself is a fucking miracle. I mean, come on,
Yes.
It's a miracle. If scientists could figure out music, they would they'd get together with 2 other scientists and they would create the ultimate album that's going to sell to every fan on earth. And they would sell 50 billion albums because they created the masterpiece because they can figure out music. But that don't happen because they can't figure out music. And nobody can fucking figure out music. Love is a miracle. Love is a fucking miracle.
You can't put a... You
can't put that in a pill. Or else scientists would be selling that up too, bottling it up, saying...
Well, they've been trying to do that. I think that's called Molly.
I was going to say ecstasy or some shit, right?
But I also have seen that there have been robots made to make music, and it doesn't produce, quote unquote, hit songs. It doesn't even really connect, because what I think the missing piece is the soul, and that's the place where you provide, I provide. You can't just create a soul. You can't computer generate a soul. I'm sorry. I just don't think you can.
Well, think about it this way. What if when you're writing a song, right, and you're listening to the music, and you're writing one of your songs, and you're listening to the music, and you're really lost in the music, right? What if something from the other side, and we all agree there's another side, right? I mean, the other side. It might be called heaven. It might be God, Jesus. It might be Allah. It might be Buddha. We don't know. We all have different opinions on what's on the other side, right? But let's say something from the other side while you're in your trance, listening to the music, you're really vibing. What if some angel comes in who used to be a writer or an artist when they were on Earth, she was on Earth, or he was on Earth, and they come to you and they see you vibing out, and it's you and the music is such a powerful thing, and your aura is so bright and colorful that they see that and they come over and they start assisting you in your writing, and they start suggesting lines and things like that, and you don't know it, you don't realize it, but the music is taking you in such a trance that you're actually connecting to the other side, and you're coming out with this writing that essentially isn't all yours. So then when you look back at it the next day, you're like, what the fuck? What is this? I didn't write, I did write this
totally,
though.
I totally know what you're saying. I have a friend of my mom's tell me that Jeff Buckley was one of my spirit guides. Do you know who Jeff Buckley is?
I know the name. Yeah.
But he's
an artist, right? He's a
song. Who originally wrote that song? The Hallelujah.
Oh, yeah, geez, that was him?
Hallelujah. Do you remember that one?
Yeah,
well, it's a
course.
Leonard Cohen song, and he covered it, and that was one of the most successful ones he had. But he passed away, and I've been told that he's one of my spirit guides. So sometimes when I'm stuck on a song or I can't figure something out, I swear some shit comes out of me that I'm like, I can't take credit for that. I don't know who can, but not me.
There you go. That's what I'm saying. It's exactly what I'm saying. People come up and say, oh, man, thank you for the Juggalo world. And we're like, no, thank you for the Juggalo world.
You guys are the ones that made it, not us.
Juggalo world was not in our blueprints. We did not plan this out. This happened organically.
Our blueprint was famous rappers. That was it.
That was it.
You know what I'm saying?
To hear the entire podcast, listen and follow Kesha and the Creepies on iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to podcasts.